be given 2 minutes to present your manifesto. Followed by that, we'll have the SE asking questions. Followed by that, we'll have the Taskforce asking questions, and then we'll have the cross-questioning session where we ask questions to each other. And followed by that, we'll have the moderator debate. So I hope everything is clear. So first, I would like to invite Harshavardhan to give his manifesto.
Hello everyone, this is Harshavardhan here, the CR of IAM Batch Production Department. Today I'm going to present my manifesto for the post of PG Secretary. So here you can see as my manifesto is totally visible on the big screen. So prior going to the manifesto, I would like to introduce myself. Like I'm from New Delhi and I was born and brought up in New Delhi, did my schooling and undergrads from there. Later on, while I was in my bachelor's, I did summer internship into the DRDO under the G-level scientists, where I learned a lot from them, the scientists, how do they work and what kind of leadership and the quality that are requiring for executing a task. So later on, I appeared for the GATE exam and then now I'm here. So here is my manifesto for my PG Secretary post. As you can see that what is our mission actually? What we are going to do for you guys, for us, for our campus, if I got elected. So my mission is that as we all have seen that there are so many problems in the campus. Let us start from the beginning. Like when I came into the campus, I hardly found actually the greenery into the environment. This is actually the very biggest problem with us, and you can't go outside in the summer because there is a lot of humidities. And also the second thing that I felt is when I came into the campus, I found water shortage in my hostel because from the last 2 days there is no water into the bathroom and in the washroom, so I had to go to the other side of the floor to use their bathroom. So these kind of problems are there, and also into the one of the hostel I've seen that there is a network problem with the Wi-Fi connections is there because in the campus we have to see in the online lectures for our CPCs, for our CT and for the interview preparation, these kind of things. So many problems are there, and also we sort out and we have already addressed these kind of problems with us and we'll work on it. And apart from this, we have seen that so many kind of conferences and the guest lectures will be provided for you guys so that you can acknowledge your inner talent, so that you can find out your entrepreneurship skills, and the guest lectures will be there. So the next thing is that we have the mission, but do we have a work plan how we are going to achieve these kind of things? So we have a work plan. The first thing is that we believe in unity. We'll work with the integrity. The integrity means that we'll work as a team, not as a single, that if I got elected as a PG Secretary post, then it's not only me who's going to work, it's us, that will find some problem, then we'll work on it together. So by creating a team, bringing all the people together to solving this specific problem, it will not going to sort out the problem, solve the problem in the small amount of time, but it will also help you guys to work in a team, to take the leadership quality and to understand what other person is doing and how to find the shortest path to solve this kind of problem. Because when more than two minds are involving in solving a problem, then it will definitely going to include a lot. And the second thing is that the honesty will be there. Suppose if you're not devoted to your work, then it's not going to work anymore, because the most important thing while you're working on a project or working somewhere like in the industry or in your internship, it is most required that you devoted to your work. You can't just go away from your work so that you'll have to depend on others. It is very necessary. And the next thing that we are going to do is that the cultural kind of things that we have seen, that the equality must be there. Like when we arrived into the campus, we had no induction. We are not into the position that we didn't get enough amount of time to get familiar with our seniors. We don't know who our seniors is and how the companies are going to work, what kind of things. We came into the campus, we have been forced to write the CT, we are forced to write the CPC. We don't get enough amount of time. So if I got elected, I'll make sure that our juniors will not face these kind of problems. Now, next thing is that we are going to see in our like the manifesto is that the traditional kind of things that we have seen, the people are coming from across the country, across the different states. Then we can arrange like our seniors are going to be passed out from this year or at the end of the month. So we'll arrange some kind of goodbye, we can say, these kind of things to them. So yeah, these was my manifesto. If you have any questions regarding this, then you can put it on. That's it. So now I would like to welcome Mr. Gopi Kishan to please.
Hello everyone. It's very nice to finally meet you all here in person. I hope you are really doing great. I could see energetic and get positive vibes from you, I mean the future leaders of our society. So instead of saying thanks at the end, I would like to thank you all at the beginning, very beginning, as you have accepted my invitation and you are present here. And thank you once again for your presence. To say about me, I am Gopi Krishnan from Trichy and I belong to here, pursuing MBA in the Department of Management Studies. I can say I know the city very well and the college from my childhood. Now I am happy to be part of the institution and for being one among you. I feel very excited that to share I am contesting for the post of PG Secretary Students Council election for the academic year 2022 to 23. As a PG Secretary, I will be concentrating to improve 4 primary concerns of our students in aspect of academics, administrative, cultural and campus. With respect to academic, I'll ensure that all the eligible beneficiaries, I mean MTech and MF students receive a stipend and MCA, MBA and MSc students receive their scholarships promptly. In case of any delays or issues, I'll resolve the issues and update you the information on the progress in the academic side. I mean update you promptly. So and knowledge sharing and interactive sessions will be held properly, I mean monthly twice as I have planned now, and will be organized periodically to strengthen our bonds, ensuring that all our students are get placed and at the same time they'll get valuable insights from the alumni, right? So that's one of my manifesto. And again, with respect to administrative perspective, improving the grievance redressal mechanism and information that flows from the top brass to reach the last in person. So it will be with utmost sincerity, conviction and clarity. I'll make sure that club related activities are actually revamped and it actually held as per the schedule, and I'll ensure to commit myself for fun-filled and social activities by collaborating with all the PG departments in a responsible demeanor. With respect to cultural activities, PG Ion Fest along with Medford cultural activities will be held and organized exclusively for PG students to bring forward their talents and unleash their inner potential on a dynamically immense platform. Orientation for the first year PG students will be held, and it will be held not just for a proper thing. It will be held grandly with cultural and amusing activities so they can delve into our college very easily and mingle with them. With respect to campus, we'll improve the ecosystem and in and around NIT Trichy by analyzing the soil quality and by planting the trees that are which are good for our soil. So, and I'll try to maximize. I'll try my best to maximize. I'll try my best to minimize the usage of plastics in our campus. So the sweetness of sugar, bitterness of salt, and tasteless flour altogether makes a good cake. So likewise, I firmly believe that all the four important pillars I mentioned, academic, administrative, cultural, campus, all have to work together, and which eventually will create a good environment and most importantly, value co-creation among our students. So I assure you, I'll be working by ensuring the balance of these four primary pillars. And there is no I in a team. There is I in the victory. But though there is not an I in the victory, it pronounced the same victory. So we will be a one great team striving for betterment of all. If elected, I'll work hard to make sure you feel that you had made the right choice. Vote for Gopi Krishna. Do support. Thank you so much.
Thank both of you for presenting your manifestos. Now we'll have the Q&A session from the student council.
Thank you, Harsha and Gopi. So my first question will be directed to Harsha. Harsha, I went through your manifesto. It talks more about how you are as a person. Right? You need to be very specific while addressing the issues. You are talking about a proper arrangement and management for students to reside on the campus. What do you mean by that? Can you be more specific and highlight?
First of all, thank you, Mr. Ravi, for taking my time and having a look at my manifesto that I created and finding all the analysis in my manifesto. So I got a question that you were asking me about that how would I tackle the kind of situation that I wrote down into the manifesto that making proper arrangement for the students who are residing in the campus. Like we all have seen that there are so many kind of problems. In fact, I'm facing because since I'm living into the campus for the last 2 days, I'm not getting the water into my bathroom and my washroom.
Which hostel are you in?
I'm in the Jade hostel, and there are not actually we can say the work that they are doing. They are not taking the action instantly. They are taking a lot of time because it's been 2 days. You know how water it is. It is a basic need for a human to survive. If we are not getting these kind of things, then what kind of proper arrangement are you giving us? Even we are being paid a lot. If we are paying, then we should get the services. I hope I just made my answer.
So my next question is, you've spoken about forming a team, right? So how will you work with the team that you are already in if you get elected, the student council team? And if you do want to form another team, how will you delegate the responsibility? Who will you delegate it to? So that's something I'm very curious to know about.
So as these kind of things that I learned from you, like you've been elected the last year, and in your team I've seen that whenever there is something problem like this typing kind of thing, and we met yesterday, you told us that you should go for the Shubham Palsa, who is actually been fighting against you the last year. And I think the most valuable contestant who will be into the student council and who will be able to take the responsibility for the same, he must be my opposite, or my competitor should be there. That if they are contesting me, they are competing against me. So I don't think that there will be any worthy contestant rather than him to understand the problem, because he's already understand the situation and wrote it down into his manifesto. So it'll be good.
Asha, answer very briefly. So you told there's a water problem in jail, right?
Yeah.
What's your solution to the water problem in jail? Who have you spoken to? How long have you been in campus?
All right. So first of all, may I know your name, please, sir?
Madhav.
Madhav, sir. Okay. So can you please repeat your question once again?
My question is, how will you solve the water problem in jail? You came
Okay.
on 12th, right? Today's the 14th.
Yeah.
So you're saying that for the past 2 days you haven't had water in jail. So who are the stakeholders that you've spoken to? What have you done personally to solve the problem for the people residing in jail?
Okay, definitely. Madhu, that's a question, and regarding this, I have an answer that I've already taken an action regarding the same. That I've already spoken to the steward and I've already talking to the warden of my hostel. That they are saying that it'll solve, but it'll take time. And also, one of the biggest problems that I've been facing here is I think the language barrier is there. Only with the warden, who is actually the warden, the warden and the guard, the guard who is actually at the gate. Their shift changes. So few of the guard, they don't understand the English as well and not Hindi. They only speak Tamil language. So I've already told them I've written an application and click the photo and send it to the steward. They said that it'll be fine. Till then, go and switch to the other side of the floor. You can use that. And it's been 2 days.
Okay, so that's the point over here. So
Yeah.
if you're facing a language barrier right now, I'm also from Delhi. Just a heads up, right? So if you're facing a language barrier right now, for the past 2 days you haven't been able to communicate with the guard, how do you think you'll be able to solve the problems in the future?
Yeah, actually, you're right, because this problem is not only taken with the guard, because the sole responsibility of the we can say the hostel is the steward. But the steward is able to understand the English, so there is no language problem. But the guard is only for the taking the security of the gate.
Okay.
So that's not a big issue.
So you're telling me the problem will be solved.
Yeah, obviously it is all.
Okay, what's the exact issue?
The water problem is not there actually.
What's the exact issue? Why isn't there water?
The exact issue is that there is something pipeline problem is there.
There's a pipeline problem.
Yeah, pipeline. The tanker at the top, tank at the top, the water goes into the tank. There is some plumbing kind of issue.
Okay, so the
That's
steward's
why
given
that
you.
tank is not getting filled, and that's why the water is not coming.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
steward's given you a deadline of by when it
No, actually, no deadline is given to us.
Did you ask him for one?
Yeah, they told us that it will be sorted.
Did you ask him for one?
Yeah, I asked them that by when, because water is the basic need.
Understood.
We need to solve it as soon as possible.
So what was his reply to that?
They said that it will be solved shortly. Don't worry. Till then, you can go to the other side of the floor and then you can use it.
And then you kept waiting until
Yeah,
you saw it.
because we don't know the other authority whom to contact actually right now. Actually, it's been only 2 days that I'm here. It take a lot, like 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Harsha, one more thing is you are focused more about your life here, how you will be spending time in your hostel, and your problems are very specific to your hostel also. So how do you plan to address the academic office issues? Do you know anything about the current issues that people are facing about stipend, and how do you plan to address that?
Yeah, actually, exactly. The thing that I raised, that the current issue that I'm talking about is about my hostel. It is not only about my hostel. I've been here from last 2 days, and I've been visiting to the other hostels as well, like the Ruby hostel I visited, the Topaz hostel I visited, Sapphire hostel I visited. I've seen a lot of problem into these hostels. In the Topaz hostel, Wi-Fi is not working. The students, when I visited, they told me that you are standing for the PG secretary, please.
We know about the Wi-Fi
and these
issue,
kind
and
of
we
problems.
agree with you. We agree with you. There's a small Wi-Fi issue. I'm talking about the academic office issue. Let's stick to the point. So stipend, the first thing, I understand you are new to the campus, but I've personally spoken to close to 500 first-year students during their document verification. So you're very familiar with the stipend issues. Talk to me about that. Tell me what is the issue and how do you plan to address that?
Actually, regarding the stipend, that I'm already waiting, because the stipend is one of the necessary things, and we taken loan. So the problem is something that I found, that the problem was that until the document verification will get done physically, only after that the stipend will be released out. And I've already raised my voice to the dean office, and they called me actually. I got a call from the dean office, and they told me that don't worry, it will get sorted out, but you have to wait until the physical documents verification will get done. And now I think my department document verification has been done. So just hoping for the best.
What's the stipend issue exactly?
Stipend issue? Yeah.
What's the
actually,
stipend issue exactly? What Rohit's talking about, what's the exact issue?
the issue was that why the academic the stipend is not releasing out, and why it is taking a lot of time.
Why is it taking a lot of time?
Because at the initial till from the date the students taken the admission, the each department should send the attendance sheet to the academic. So that from initial first 2 months, that sheet is not went to the academic. That problem has been sorted out. The second thing was that until the physical documents verification will get done physically, not into the online mode. The documents verification has started, and I think the production department was the last. So the stipend will
So
release also.
apart from document verification, right, there's a general problem as well that the stipend gets very delayed because, as you told, the attendance sheet by the time it comes signed from the department, multiple stakeholders, it goes here and there. That process itself is very tedious, right? So what's your, just thinking from the top of your head, right? What's the solution to the problem? What would you suggest should be the right way in which the stipend can be released earlier?
So regarding as I said that the attendance sheet should be sent. So I think the CR of each of the department should taken care of that whether the attendance is sent to the academic on time or not. So the CR must take the responsibility so that the stipend will be credited to the bank account. And also one of the problem was that few students were not having an SBI account, and while sending the information, they were typing mistake into the name or into the bank account. So these kind of minimum problems were there. That's why the stipend is delayed.
Thank you, Harsh.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we'll go with Gopi next.
Yeah, hi. So you had mentioned that you want to streamline and something on the basis of club activities being scheduled properly.
Yeah.
So there's a twofold question. Firstly, what exactly are you pointing towards, and what exactly is the issues? And secondly, PG-UG interaction, even though it has improved over the last year, is still, not that good. So what are your plans towards that? Because there are a lot of resources which can be interchanged and shared.
Okay. For club activities, how I can solve actually is what I had got informed from my seniors as well as my peers. Alright, is that club activities was not as per schedule. As per schedule, it has been happened, and some club activities are not actually have. Some clubs are inactive. So they have mentioned and they have joined, but some club activities have not actually presently inactive.
Okay.
Even in my
Be
department.
bit more specific.
With more specific means,
Inactive clubs usually get disbanded. And
yeah, inactive clubs usually.
scheduled, what do you mean
I'm
by
not
scheduled?
completely. I didn't mean that it is completely inactive. Even I'm from a Department of Management Studies. Clubs are actually inactive means events are not actually held. I mean, we are not getting proper information.
Which club are we talking about? So, which club are we talking about here?
Finance club and operations club.
Gopi, I think you're being
Marketing
very
club,
specific
Vipana.
with DOMS. I understand what
Yeah.
you're talking about. DOMS clubs, I agree, they're not very active. But we are talking about the NITT clubs. So have you done any research on the NITT clubs?
Yeah, but some of the, what I inferred from an MSc student, CR, they had actually informed me that I am not sure whether clubs are active because they are not actually getting informed about whether clubs are active and what are the events scheduled. Even many of the MSc students are not aware that clubs are actually active or not. So, and I got, to be specific, I got a complaint from MSc chemistry student that there have not been any circular to them. So what I actually thought that clubs are actually inactive. So and even clubs are active means it is only particular to some of the departments. I want to break that biasness. So that's what the issue I actually mentioned. Streamline means I have to inform all the department. That's what my issue. They have to reach. So, yeah.
So are you aware of the app links you're talking about the club?
One minute.
activities?
He actually asked me a second question. Could you please repeat that?
Yeah, so basically the second question was to address this point as well. Is that UG club, the overall NIT Trichy clubs are actually very, very active, but they predominantly have a UG set of students who work in it. And obviously the communication between PG and UG, how will you go addressing it?
Okay, yeah, sure. It's actually a pretty tough question, but
And also adding on to what Rohit was saying, are you aware of an app which we launched this year
Yeah, I'm not aware of it actually. But to improve the communication between the PG and UG students in club activities, what I can do, I can work with office bearers. First, I can approach the office bearers of UG, so and the CERs. So I can actually improve the communication flow between PG and UG with the aspect to everything. Even some students will be, I mean, not everyone. Some students will be actually communicating as they have met in the hostel. So that won't be a big issue. But to address in a large gathering means it would take some time. But I would move from the CR as well as office bearer side to engage. I mean, I would form. I would ensure that I'm scheduling an event for PG and UG students, collaborating with PG and Tech department and UG departments. I mean engineering departments specifically. Some like you can take some classes. So with that, I can improve the communication flow with the help of office bearers, other office bearers. Yeah, that's my answer. Any other question?
Okay. Gopi, while talking about the PG courses, you missed one course. You said stipend is received by NTech and MR, and you mentioned 3 other courses.
Yeah, for
So,
scholarship.
so there's one more course you missed. Can you tell me that?
MA,
course? Can you name me
MA.
all six PG
Yeah.
courses?
MA, MCA, MBA, MArch, MTech.
MSc.
MSc.
You
Yeah,
named-
MSc I
you
mentioned.
named MSc. Okay. Yeah.
Because I spoke with the CR and I really remember that conversation. Yeah.
Small question, but again, when you mentioned something called grievance redressal mechanism.
Grievance redressal
Yeah,
mechanism.
so how do you plan to do that? It's a very broad word. How do you have to be very specific with the plan, right? What is
Yeah.
your plan to address grievances?
Okay. Some of the I found that some of the female CRs are actually hesitant to speak with male CRs. It's actually an issue. Yeah. I'm not sure whether it is because of it may be because of the online interactions. I mean, when I call the CR to inquire regarding any issues, I mean, if she feels good to share, just to share me if you face any issues regarding campus, she felt hesitant. So, even for grievance redressal to speak with the PG secretary to share their thought on whatever they feel, they don't actually doing. So, what I would do is to address this, and as well as grievance, I will explain my plan. Address this is I will try to form a team with all the classes. I mean, like CRs do have other works too. So I will form a team from a class responsible 2 persons. One is a male candidate, one will be a male candidate, and one will be a female candidate. And I will try as possible to reach the dean and ask his permission to form the team very formally. And after that, I will have a WhatsApp group as well as week-to-week communication with them, and they'll be sharing right in their class groups. So I would ask them to kindly watch keenly. So they would mention as group. They would not be sharing the information that they are sharing their grievance redressal mechanism. I mean, what are the issues they face to me? But the 2 persons, responsible persons I mentioned, right? They'll be sharing to me. I'll try it work closer, and after the issues resolved, I'll mention to them. So these are the process I had did to address the issue. And if you ever face the issue, any kind of issues, do mention to your 2 responsible classmates. So they'll actually come to me and share me if they don't feel if they feel hesitant. So I think it will be a good thing.
Okay, thank you. And one more question is, you've spoken about alumni relations, right? So what are the 2 alumni clubs or committees that we have, or any institute cells that we have right now, and how do you plan to work with them?
Okay. As I have mentioned, I'll spoke with the club coordinator. I mean, the club coordinator.
Names.
Names I'm not sure. So once I get elected,
What is your plan about alumni relations?
alumni relations, I'll conduct a monthly meet with them. I mean, for a specific department. If alumni is from MBA and got into a good company, means he will be speaking with all other, I mean, departments, not only to MBA students. So they will get the opportunity from him. I mean, like maybe the idea he shares will be oriented to MBA, but related to MBA. But when an MSc student or MCA student speaks with him, they can build a good connection. So hope you get me answer. So that will be a good thing, because MSc students do get exposure to MBA students. I mean MBA related academics too. So even they don't wish, they can acquire some knowledge. I feel that because I am though I have did UG in BSc Mathematics, but I have got into MBA because of those kind of things. I mean, my UG college has did this kind of events because when students from one department speaks with other department, I mean other alumni means it will be a good thing. So they can understand and feel their career.
Okay, to conduct the events, you need contacts, right? You need a strong database. And
Yeah.
the problem that we are facing right now is we don't have an explosive PG database. I was also working very actively to help us on that. How do you plan to get that database?
Okay. This issue from our department, from what I have inferred is the alumni coordinators will be working, and the candidates will be like they are active in LinkedIn and they are trying to search their contacts and speak with them personally, and they are actually storing the contact. And once we are not having this database is actually a good issue. I mean, it's actually an issue, very important issue you have mentioned. From this year, I will store. I mean, like I will create a database that will be shared to every student. I mean, every alumni clubs and the club members, and it will be stored. And when every month there will be a relationship. I mean, there will be events coordinated by the alumni club, and students will get interacted and much exposure.
Okay, Gopi. Your last question, you mentioned like planting trees that are good for the soil,
Yeah.
right? Planting trees is okay, but what about the maintenance? What about the regular watering? Who will you appoint for this? What's your maintenance mechanism? You understand that the campus is huge.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not aware of it actually, whether it could be possibly implemented, but I'll try my best to know that because it's a huge campus. I have to plan accordingly. I mean, phase. I mean, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So these are my tentative plan that I could do. So I mean, I will try my best to ensure that it is actually executed. So once I get into the campus, even though I'm from Trichy, I'll be in campus. I mean, I'm planning to be in the hostel. So and a native means it will be easily for to interact. As he actually mentioned, there is actually language problem with the wardens. So it won't be a big issue for me. And even I will learn Hindi too, because I'm not sure whether I would be working in Tamil Nadu or some other North Indian states. So that won't be a big issue. I will learn. I will teach him learn if he is interested. So Tamil. So and yeah, as I have mentioned, I'll try my best to with other collaborators by collaborating with other. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we now come to the end of the question and answer session from the Student Council and Taskforce. The floor is now open to any questions from the audience. Are there any questions from the audience? Okay, so I don't think there's any. We'll move on to the next round, which is cross questioning. How this will go down is first Gopi will ask a question to Harsha, and that will be addressed. So you'll be given 2 questions for both of you, and you can have one follow-up question based on whatever the other person answers. We'll begin that now. Can you please take the mics? Yeah, so first question is from Harsha. Do you have anything to ask?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So, Bhushan, I saw you how you were presenting. That was nice. And I heard you when Mr. Rohit asked a question regarding the evaluation. And then you answered him that you'll try to manage or manage a conference or the guest lecture from the alumni each and every month. So, is it possible to arrange every month an alumni coming to the campus and then arrange a meeting, or whether it is a webinar kind of thing? Because the UG students, when the PG student, when the first year student, when they come, they'll have a lot of things that will be going on. The CPC, the CT that we have been going through. So So is it even possible for you to arrange these kind of things?
What was this question? But do you think without alumni relation, one can improve and one can get exposure to the relation? Because alumni is not the person who, our senior, the person who gets placed, our senior who we have studied. I'm not mentioning only him. Maybe he might have studied 5 years before, 10 years before, and he might be in a good position. So if he shares his knowledge and his mistakes with the students, each and everyone means it's students. It is up to the students to attend the seminar, conference or not. So if they get to know what are the mistakes they have done, it will help them improve, not to make the mistake. So I think students will understand that, and I will try because and I have an issue with this too because 1 year has gone through online, and the another year we are planning to have an option. So I will try as much as possible to bring more alumni to our college, and I will try to inform the students from all the departments to attend the conference, so they'll get much exposure to other departments too, as well. So, and yeah, knowledge sharing happens.
Okay, Gopikrishnan, like as you said that without an alumni, the one can improve themselves. So if you think that without an alumni, one can improve himself or herself, whatever.
Okay.
So why did you mention it in your manifesto that if you think that without an alumni, he can or she can improve themselves?
I'm not
why
mentioning
is it in
like
your
okay,
manifesto?
you took it in wrong sense. Without an alumni, one can improve, but not as much as the person who has contacts with alumni. You get my point? Because the alumni will be like, he is experienced and he may have made mistakes. He is a human too, so he will be sharing his mistakes, and the person, the one who's studying, won't do the mistake. So it will take very less time to achieve success. So that's what I mean.
Thank you.
And I have a question. You have mentioned that it is very hard to get, to attend the CT and academic related things. Like and you are getting to campus, I guess you have got to the campus yesterday, right? So, and after that, you and your peers have mentioned that faced the issue that you have to know the campus and you have CT, those kind of things. So, and you have mentioned you will address this issue. How will you address? Because I thought if you address the CT, academic related issues to postpone means you will get like the whole year will get postponed, right? And it will be really hectic issue to manage things, because you will have CT, we have trimester and you have semester, better I know that. So you have semester. So, and apart from that, club related activities, I mentioned, conferences, and apart from these kind of things, you will have like what else to say? So you will have fun activities too. So in your class. So how would you manage this if you postpone the CT? Or because I understand to understand the campus it takes some time, but for that, if you postpone the CT, or if you are as a PG secretary, if you are once selected, if you are PG secretary, means how is it possible to go and ask a dean and HOD of the departments, head of the departments to postpone it? So will it be a right thing? Because classes happens on offline as well as offline. I'm eager to know this issue.
Okay, Gopikrishnan, first of all, I'm glad that you asked the questions, and you have said a lot of things, a paragraph. That was not actually a question. So whatever I was able to bring from that paragraph was that, like, postponing the CT kind of things, in my speech or in my manifesto, there is nothing written. There was nothing said by me that we'll postpone the
You
CT.
said, but you
Second thing, let me finish. Second thing, you said that language barrier. I said the language barrier is only with the guard. He is not able to understand English, neither Hindi, only Tamil. But the higher authorities from whom that I will raise my issues, they are well intellectual and they are well understood with the language. There is no way, as you know, English is universal language. Whenever there is a summit or the committee is happening, the prime minister of different countries come, they do not speak their own language. They're talking to English.
But doesn't answer my question, right? You mentioned that you have not mentioned it in manifesto, but you have mentioned that here while you give a speech that you face the issue like when it comes to online. I mean, a transition between online and offline. It happens. Yeah, I understand. So, and you have not addressed this issue. And another thing you mentioned is, yeah, what you said is right, but it takes some time. You have to contact the
Sorry to
dean.
interrupt you, but we are running short on time.
Yeah, just a minute. You are contacting to the dean and you're taking some time, right? But it will not be in case it will not be. In my case, it won't be an issue. I'll directly contact the warden and I'll sort the issue as soon as possible. So that will be a plus. And I didn't say that you have to learn from it. If you're interested, you can learn and speak with them. I mean, converse with them. And I'm much interested to learn.
Please conclude your
Yeah.
answers. Okay, so we'll move on to the moderator debate now. So you can explain how it works, right? So I'll be asking you two questions. So each will be given 1 minute to answer that question. Following that, both of you will be given 30 seconds to question the other person based on their answer. Essentially, scrutinize whatever they said, whatever you find is wrong with their speech. Okay. And following that, the next 30 seconds will be given to address whatever question was asked in the previous 30 seconds. Okay. I hope everything is clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first question is, I just want to know how you will ensure that prompt redressal of any issues faced by students.
Please repeat.
How will you ensure prompt redressal of any issues faced by the students? So both of you have 1 minute to answer the question. So whoever wants to go first, it's
As I have mentioned in the speech too, I'll be forming a team from all the departments, and two responsible persons from on each department, and I'll be working as a team with them. And whatever the issues faced by classmates, even classmates too can reach me. But if they feel hesitant to reach me, I mean, I'll be very reachable. But if some of the girls, as I have mentioned, well, I had experience in the phone call. So if some do feel hesitant to reach me, they can mention it to the persons appointed by me. So they will come to they will convey me the issue, and I will try to address the issue as much as possible and take the issue to the respective person. I mean, the concerned person who will actually address the issue. It depends upon the issue, right? Whether it will be placements means I will be talking with the PR. If it is any issue like water problem, water shortage, I will be speaking with the warden whether what happens. So those kind of things will happen from my side.
What's your name?
Abhishek.
Abhishek, thank you for putting this question. I got your question, and my answer is that, like Mr. Gopikishan said, that he will make a team with a CR that I've already done. Please don't take it as so I'm in contact with all the CRs. The kind of problem that they are facing, or any of their students facing, they are actually quoting me that this issue is being facing by us, and then I will raise it. I raised it so many times to the Mr. Rohit, whether it is kind of like academic kind of things, and sometimes I've already raised the issue to the there is a girl who is handling the stuff in the I don't know her name actually. So these kind of things I've been doing for the last, we can say, the 1 year, almost 1 year. So I have created a very strong bond with all the CRs, and we are friends actually. So that's how I take all this kind of problems.
So following this, you'll be given 30 seconds to ask questions. You're the first. Just think about something that you found that is wrong in whatever he said, and something that you feel could be addressed in a different manner. Take some time to prepare your question.
Seniors will have enough amount of time to have conversation with us to share the issue they face, because already they will be hectic with schedules, preparing schedules and preparing meetings, and they will be like informing the students. They will be busy in informing the students, but not they won't. I mean, only few issues they could take. The one I mentioned in the speech, I said I will form a new team with the two responsible members apart from CR, because they won't have any hectic issues. I mean, they won't have.
Conclude your sentence.
Mr. Gopikrishnan, thanks for putting that question. And like you said, that whether the CR have enough amount of time, I am the CR of IM batch. I have pointed each one's questions, sorted it out, raised it to the Mr. Rohit, raised it to the somewhere higher authority. I know I'm the CR how to tackle all the kind of situations, how to tackle all the problems. If any one of my batchmates is facing any kind of problem, he'll come to me and then I raise it to the higher authority and try to solve it as soon as possible. So yes, CR's is time.
Alright, so now it's your turn to ask the question.
All right, Mr. Gopikrishnan, like as you said that you will be making a team with the CRs, and how will you do it? Is there any work plan?
CR, not CR. I didn't mention CR. Apart from CR,
Who will be that guy apart from the CR?
I'll be recruiting. If I elect, I'll have personal interaction. I mean, I and the students' council members.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but could you please complete your question first, and then please address it later?
Yeah, okay, sure. But he mentioned it wrongly.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's-
You can
I
address
have
it.
to clarify him.
You can address it when you get your time.
Okay, sure.
So who will be that guy you will choose to form a team? Who will be that guy?
I will have a personal interview as well as students, I mean all other office bearers, in the students council members will be having a personal conversation and we will be recruiting the team. So yeah, if you are a CR, I agree with you, you have time, but not all the from all the departments will be having time. So yeah, if sometimes sharing the work with our peers makes to address the issue very quick as possible, as well as I mentioned as in a responsible manner. That's the reason I mentioned I'll be recruiting with an interview. Not only myself, it will be biased. Maybe people may think that I'm biased and I'm recruiting two people from my section. Not like that. I'll interview them personally as well as students office.
My next question to you is, I'll give you 30 seconds to prepare for the next question. So just can you elaborate on your plans to assist students in achieving their career goals? You have 30 seconds to just sequence your thoughts and then we can go. Who wants to go first?
Okay, Mr. Vishnu. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk. So yeah, as we all know that when it comes to shaping the future, how will they achieve their their job or their career? Regarding this, we come across a personality that is termed as the PR. We have the PR from each department, and the PR has the resume of each and every candidate. So we will make a team with the PR. We will see the resume of the candidates and we'll try to arrange some webinars, conferences, guest lectures from their respective fields so that they can get more knowledge, vast knowledge into the industry, what things are going on, what technologies are they using, so that they get familiar with these kind of things so that they can work on themselves to reach to the consummate point of their career. Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to mention an issue here. As a Department of Management Studies student, I don't have any issue with any kind of placements with respect to placements. But when I spoke to the CR to MSc student, they had mentioned like they don't even have a PR and their HOD is not willing to appoint a PR. And I had mentioned how my TNP process, I mean training and placement cell works in my department as well as how PR works. So I had mentioned to them, and mainly I'll be collecting the information from all the departments how actually the TNP cell works and PR, and grievance redressal. With the help of the grievance redressal mechanism, many of the issues would be addressed. And even while I'm speaking regarding administration, academic related to many of the persons, even it is not my duty, they had mentioned that they have placement issues from MSc department, MSc chemistry, everything, MSc department like chemistry, mathematics, physics, all of them have faces issues. And I had mentioned them alumni interaction will be a good thing to address that issue. So kindly, if I plan to execute that, kindly do attend and you will build a connection. So it will be one of the big redressal mechanism that I can plan from my side. And apart from it, as I have mentioned,
Harshvardhan's question. What did you find that was not proper in his speech, or some ideas that don't go well with you? What he said.
Yeah, we will be in contact with.
Do you give the or like it's his turn to ask the question?
That's a clarification. So, the kind of problems that I think that with his manifesto is that I don't think that the Gopikishan will understand the situation, the problems the students are facing from the MTech side, especially when it comes to the stipend, because the MBA students are not getting paid, not getting the
The
stipend.
thing is,
So-
we should ask a question based on what he answered for this question. He was talking about training and placement and PR and stuff. Do you have anything to ask? Okay.
Another question. He mentioned that he will be in contact with PR and seeing the resume. Is it really good for PG secretary? And will be burdened with work because we all have. If he elected as a PG secretary or I am elected as a PG secretary, we will be having a hectic amount of work in organizing events, those kind of things. And will there be any time to be in contact with PR? We will be in contact with PR, but shortlisting the resume and working for their career goals, I mean, a student's career goals with PR, it sounds like bit, what to say? It doesn't, no, not only
Yeah,
hectic,
please
but it doesn't
conclude
actually
the
right
question.
thing, right? Because students trust PR that they won't share the resume to other students. But what if PG secretary? Yeah, it's bit autocratic, I guess.
Yeah, I got your point.
Please finish it in the 30 seconds.
Yeah. So, like I said, that the PR, I will continue with the PR. So, first of all, PG secretary post is very responsible and very hectic. So, the PG secretary won't have enough amount of time to scrutinize each and every resume. It will be done by the PR. They will divide the resume of the same, like the person who is very interested in the data analytics, they will collect it into the data analytics and the supply chain management kind of thing and the other kind of thing. Then it will come to us. We'll divide it in like
And
the 4
you
departments,
conclude your answer.
and then we will arrange some webinars and lessons.
Alright. So we've come to the end of your debate. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek, and thank you, Mr. Rohit, and other panel
Thank you so
members.
much.
Thank you so much.
So following this, we'll have the next debate for PG secretary girls in a minute.
Thank you, Harsha. Thank you, Gopi. Thank you for your time.
welcome to the debate for the PG Secretary Girls post. So we have two nominees here, Akshaya and Oindala. So first, I invite Akshaya to come and introduce herself and give present her manifesto.
Guys, before we begin, I just want to say that Rishita is also virtually present with us. She's watching the meeting live, and if there are any questions from Rishita, I will also be directing that to you. Thank you. Please carry on.
A very good evening to present everyone. We might not know each other. Maybe you have seen me, or if I'm a complete stranger to you guys. I understand if you are hesitant. Okay, and now it is the time to break all of barriers. Myself, Akshaya Ravi, first year MBA student from the Department of Management Studies, NIT Trichy, and this is. I'm going to say to them, if I'm elected, I'm just put it where I'll be channeling my efforts into. First of all, guys, my manifesto. Okay. Firstly, the clubs. I'm not say the clubs are completely inactive or something. I just wanted to revive the full potential which was existed. Then, so that the students could gain the maximum of that. And secondly, extending the curfew. As you all know, we have mature students, and few of us might be married in our PG. So I think the curfew time for the girls now is 9 p.m. on the weekdays and 9:30 on the weekends. So on the same note, measures will be taken to extend it to 9:30 on all weekdays. And next to the mess committee. Until now, the mess committee members are being changed every month, so that needs are not being catered. So in an efficient manner. As this is a very less time for the committee member to understand the process actually. So I was thinking if fixed committee members working for at least 3 to 4 months if they are wishing to, or else we can list it up to 3 months to be taken care in the efficient manner of the miss things. Next to that, e-resources. We have the past year has taught at how the e-resources are utilized for our academic process. So I'll make sure to widen the scope of the e-resources, so provide it to all our students. And nextly, redressal meetings. Redressal meetings could be conducted monthly once to address every issues or grievances and complaints. If not, instant action will be taken. If not, you can through the CR, or you can contact the students can contact me through the web mail ID or person, because actually I have mentioned in every manifesto. And next thing, the scholarships. The scholarships is to be created not by the compulsion, but by the awakening of pure interest in the knowledge. With the scholarships, various scholarships have been in our college, but it will be brought to the right time to the students, and the process of availing them will be facilitated through a smooth process actually. Then I'll be moving to the PG on. What is to be a college without a culturals, right? PG on is the cultural fest conducted among the PG students. I think you might aware of, I know. And new, innovative and engaging events will be ensured. It also because everyone has to enjoy the days of the college during this PG on fest. And these are all the things I have done, planned for the manifesto. And I have talked with each and every girls in the PG department. Some might have failed to cover some of the departments, but I have received some suggestions and complaints from them too. Like that, MSc departments has failing to provide them internships and placements. And second, in the Opal hostels, the second floor, it is struggling with the facility of Wi-Fi and cooler thing. And also I have received some scraps of cycles were there, and it was they have suggested me to recycle it, and we might have a new second-hand cycles. So these are all the things I have been received. Okay, this is all the manifesto I have prepared, and there are two things required for that: clarity and courage. And I'm pretty sure I'm a good leader. More than anything, I'm a person who wants my organization to grow. So let us together celebrate the growth of our organization. I'd like to appreciate all the ones who are volunteered for the pros, because taking up initiative for these others is not an easy job too. So thank you. United we stand, united we fall. Vote for me, Akshaya. Thank you.
Thank you for presenting your manifesto. I'd like to invite Angela to present her manifesto.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, one and all present here and online. Wish you all a very happy Pudandu, which I believe is the Tamil New Year. I am Untitled Chatterjee, your fellow PG student from Masters of Architecture first year. I have travelled a long way from Calcutta to be a part of this amazing institute. Here currently, I am a member of Prakriti Club. If you are aware of, it is our nature club, which we deal with all kinds of things from plants to animals. As you understand, I am contesting for the post of PG Secretary Girls for the academic year 2022-2023. We are here today at the end phase of a worldwide pandemic which tousled our lives drastically. Our seniors were hit by it the worst way possible, and as such not only missed out on a lot, but also had to deal with the toughest situation, and I am grateful to them and to the administration for cushioning our troubles the best way they could, so that we could gather here comfortably and have the full-fledged college experience. Due to things shifting to online mode, there was a severe lack of interaction between individuals who were part of this system, and now just as things are beginning to settle, the shift begins causing stir again. But this is the way of life. Now that we are taking up the sleep, we should make the best out of this opportunity at hand. I believe every voice should be heard, and with growing experience, this has become a part of my individuality. My past experiences as a student representative has taught me the dedication this role demands. My manifesto is just a glimpse of what we could do or achieve as a team, and that is exactly what we are and what we will be. If chosen, I will only be a medium of communication and smoothing out our hassles and issues to understand all aspects before judging a situation. I would like to end by saying, just as any democracy, for these elections as well, power is in the hands of students, and for the right cause, we will exercise it. I request all my fellow friends to vote in large numbers and to bring about change. Thank you.
Thank both of you for presenting your manifestos. That's nice. We'll now move on to the question and answer session from Student Council and Taskforce.
Thank you, Akshaya. Thank you, Andila. That was a very nice presentation. There was a lot of clarity. So I'll just, in the order of the presentation, I'll ask you questions. So to Akshaya, the first question, it also comes from Rishita. You have mentioned about the curfew extension, right? You have said that your manifesto says it will be extended till 9:30. So two questions. Why 9:30? Why just half an hour extension on weekdays? Why not go beyond that, knowing that at the end of the day, this is a negotiation and it's a bargain, right? So why just 9:30? Second question is, this is something which will be applicable for UG, PG and PhD. How do you plan to collaborate for all three sections? So that's two folds.
Thanks for the question. Firstly, the curfew extension is to make sure because of this 9 a.m. Curfew, everyone has to rush to the hostels of everyone, because there will be a roll calls after that, and there are people traveling from distance, so maybe they might not be able to reach before 9. And yeah, half an hour extension. I just wanted to make it in uniform at least. If not for, I was said that boys doesn't have any curfew. Still, we have some stereotypes in our country, but we can't fight for that. So basically, I just wanted to at least to make a uniform for all the weekdays and weekends. That's it for that. And for the youth, because it applies for the UG and PhD, everything, everyone you said. And I was
I was writing for the PG secretary, so I was thinking of this curfew to the PG students itself, because some maybe minors in this UG, the parents or they might not even want that. So I was thinking for this curfew mainly for this PG students.
Okay, you're saying it's only for PG. So why just PG? Why not PhD? Why not BTech?
BTech, I have, I mean, for the UG students, I have explained it like they might not even want that because of their minority or their parents or they want. But as a PG student, we are some of them actually married in our PG side. So I just wanted to put forth.
So, can you give some feasibilities of what you are discussing? How will you take it forward? How will you propose
Okay,
it?
so firstly, this is the running officer will be the Lamanya ma'am. So Opal Warren. So I'll be forwarding this issue to her first, and then we will move to the executive, and finally, if they have approved, and or else they will form a team to ensure that we will write a letter and with the signatures of all our PG girls in the hostel, and then we will move it to the team.
Opal Warden, just to be clear, it's Tamil Chelli man.
Yeah.
But
Ma'am, but
yeah, you're right. Lavanya ma'am.
Tamil Chelli ma'am is.
And I like the point about uniformity as well. 9:30. So do we? That's question one.
And you have mentioned about reviving the clubs at NIT Trichy, right?
Yes, sir.
So, first, what is the need of it? Do you think that currently the clubs are inefficient? If so, how are you planning to revive it? Can you give a detailed, brief answer?
Firstly, sir, I didn't mention inactive. Earlier in my speech, I was mentioning the clubs were not totally inactive. I just wanted to revive the clubs to their potential, which was existed. Because of their online mode, the clubs might be less inactive. I mean, like less active. I just want to mention that. So I'm not going with the MBA because I'm an MBA student, but I just like to quote as an example for everyone. We have clubs like finance and marketing, as Christian mentioned. We will be having online. We are now having online mode. So just the WhatsApp group for those groups. Maybe some of the other departments who are all experiencing the online mode of communication might be having the same. Just they will be forwarding every news with the group, but there will be no any interaction between the students. There is no induction so far, because as we have reached to the end of this academic year, there will be there are no induction so far. So so I just wanted to make revive the clubs.
So, does this come under your jurisdiction? You're a PG secretary, so why are you taking this up?
Yes, sir. It is a role to maintain the club interaction. Also, it is a role of a PG secretary. Girls, yeah, it is mentioned.
For both BTech and PG.
Sir?
For both BTech clubs and PG clubs.
It is mentioned just a club interaction between the departments. So if not for the BE, I would like to make at least interaction between the PG and the PhD students.
Okay. So, and also you have mentioned about educational platforms, right? Accessibility to educational platforms. So, do you know what is the current accessibility of NIT Trichy students for the educational platforms? And if you're not satisfied with the current one, what more do you want us? Do you want to access? So, what is your plans for it?
Okay, we are now having the Coursera and the Grammarly subscriptions with the NIT mail ID as education platform. I would like to extend it to actually at least Udemy, because finding itself calling to us just for Coursera might be less efficient. So
Okay.
I'd like to extend it to other platforms, sir.
So, you know that we are centrally funded institute. And why would the administration opt Udemy or Coursera over free central government platforms like Swayam and NPT? So why do you think they would approach Udemy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that we will be attending the placements, and we will be having the certificates to produce with for at least to the interviewer. So I thought of extending it with the Udemy. Yes,
So
sir.
do you think the budget is there to
do that.
If
For
not
the
the
course-
budget, at least we will make an effort to put forth into the administration or the management.
Just to clarify about the club activities, the circular also says your roles and responsibilities are only to build club interaction amongst PG students. But if you plan to involve BTech and PhD, all the more better. So my next question is, so you had mentioned something about redressal meetings in your manifesto, right? So what will be your objectives in those meetings, and who do you plan to involve? Who will be the key stakeholders in the meeting?
I don't want to include the CR for every thing we have, because they will be passing the whole education academic thing or the extracurricular activities or the cultural everything. So I just need a representative. I will take a representative from each department, so they will be representing the department with their issues or everything, so that I will move forward. Not just a representative. They can because. They cannot complain about the representative. So I'd like to make another one. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Akshaya. So just one question common to both. You can now answer one after another, and after that, Ondrila can take over. You have also mentioned about stipend issue, right? Ondrila, I went through your manifesto. I don't. So you can talk about how you plan to execute the whole stipend regulation process. How do you plan to, make it better than what it is right now? And you can also talk about the issues that are facing, apart from the ones that were discussed in the boys.
I look. Yeah. So firstly, the CRs have to submit the attendance sheet of until 25th, before 27th. Why not 25th? They can.
It is 25th.
No,
right now
the stipend reps that they have informed me before 27th, sir. No. I have interacted.
Let me
with them.
clarify. The stipend was credited this month on 5th, and the attendance was considered till the 25th. I will also tell you why. So 5 days, 26th to 30th, the stipend amount of 2,400 roughly, it was not credited. So right now, the new resolution, it is active. Your attendance will be considered from 25th to 25th, and after that you have a buffer time of 5 days, post which all the processes will take place, all the approvals, everything will happen, and by 5th of the month you will get your stipend. Hopefully by 2nd.
Yes, sir. I'm saying before 27, they are ensuring they have submitted. I'm saying that duration is up to 25th of the attendance. I'm not denying that. They are making sure before 27 they have submitted till 25th. So why not 27? Why not 25th of the evening? So they can start the process earlier, and they can move the reps move with the director and the registrar signature. We would like to make a CR to follow up with the reps regarding that. And as it is efficient, I just want to make it to a smooth process. Not I would like to make they are not getting. I would like to fight and get everybody. So I want to make it a smooth process.
Thank you. If you want to speed up the process, agreeable. Thank you. Wonderful. Please.
Is it working? Thank you, Rohit, for the question. Considering this current situation that we have been through and last year how things have been, I do not feel that it is an issue because someone did not submit or someone didn't do it on time. It's more of like a communication gap because we were stuck in one place, someone was stuck here. So there was a lot of gap regarding communication and how things were shifted from one person to another. So as a result, there was this delay caused just because of the lack of communication. Now I believe that because I am here, I could be present and streamline the process, which was earlier difficult to do from an online mode from a distant place. So now that I'm here, maybe this thing can be streamlined further and the process could be done much faster. As you mentioned, it has already been done. So currently it is no longer a hassle as to that extent. Hopefully we'll be getting it on time.
Okay. Communication, I agree. Can you please describe the process? You mentioned about the process.
Yeah, like why I mentioned this process is that initially we were informed that you will need to submit an affidavit based on which your stipend will be credited. And what happened to your batch, as on our seniors batch, is that they had sent their documents via parcel, and it was getting credited
This
to
was
them.
discussed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But for us, it did not happen because I guess for some reason, if we would have been told that, yeah, you will have to be physically present, that expectation built that, yeah, we will be getting it before time or sometime later, that did not happen because we did not know what was the procedure exactly for it to be followed. Because our seniors had gotten it just by parceling it, we had expected that similar situation would happen to us.
I agree. This is from the students' perspective
Yes.
and on the side of the students.
Yes.
I'm talking about the procedure which happens inside the academic office. Have you done any research on that?
Based on the academic office, I'm pretty sure once they get all the physical verification, all the verification documents done, they will file it together and then send it to the government MOE or whatever, for that these are the list of students who have these are the documents, and thus please credit us the amount. If I'm not wrong, that is how it is done.
Okay, that is one part.
Yes.
After that, you need attendance from every department.
Yes, of course. Attendance is there. That is what I
Followed by
initially mentioned. That I do not believe that there might have been a small jitters here and there based on attendance because we were in this kind of mode. Even for other people also to get in touch, okay, this is a new platform to get adjusted to get an attendance and everything. It might have been difficult. But now that it has been shifting slowly, I think this problem will get streamlined further. Thank you.
So in your manifesto, you have mentioned about a book fair, right? So can you give some more details about that?
Hello?
Okay, I'll club one more question with
Yeah,
that.
sure.
I had a similar question.
Sure, sure.
I like the idea of book fair.
Yeah.
So why do you need a book fair when you have an abundance of e-resources in the campus? How do you plan to execute it? So
Totally. I totally believe that there are a lot
can
of
you relate this
resources.
with e-resources?
Yes.
How you plan to club both of
The
them?
problem is something I personally faced, and that is that I have eye problem. Okay, so studying e-resources online is sometimes a task for me because I am looking at it on a backlit screen, which is harmful to my eyes. I may wear all these reflective glasses and whatever is available in the market, but even then it is harmful. And books are one of the best sources of knowledge. And whatever teachers, our seniors, everyone, what do they pass on? Read and read. So when you reading is the only way to absorb knowledge, why not have a book fair? And our seniors have books. It can just be passed on from one generation to another, and it will be both helpful for us also, and we can again send it to another. And what happens is that when I was noticing a lot of people vacating their hostels, many people were just throwing away the books, which is such an important asset to an individual. Many people might not be able to afford a book, and when that is available, they can just why throw it away? You can even sell it for a price. You will also get happiness out of it, and someone will get it at a cheaper rate. So why not do it? And some people can just have free books as in e-stalls. Collect them all together and then just display them. Anyone can take what they like.
It is nice that you have observed all this. And so have you done the research of what other clubs in NIT Trichy have done to address this issue of collecting the books from the passing out batch?
No, I am not aware. I did ask a few people if there's such a system in existence. Till now, I did not get to know. So as a result, I asked some seniors, could you give your books to me and stuff like that. So you were like, yeah, sure, if you have. And then they said, we did not get books. We had to purchase it online. Some were not available. It will always happen, and we cannot expect the library to purchase each and every book that we require.
So for your information, for the BTech students, there is already a book donation drive and a resource collection drive which is conducted by Taskforce for the outgoing batch. So all the resources will be conducted by the Taskforce and it will be redistributed among the BTech students. Similarly, it can be extended to the PG also. So we welcome your idea and kindly work more on that, and you can collaborate with clubs like Taskforce to do that.
I would be very happy and honored to be a part of it.
Thank you. So one more question. I also like the idea of a cultural calendar. Right? So how do you plan to execute that? And one more thing is, again, cultural events. Are you aware of the application links?
Okay, application links, till now we have been just receiving through our CRs, that this is there, that is there. Why I came up with this concept is that our university holds a lot of cultural events, and it's a very good initiative to pull on every culture and everyone who's being present here. What I felt is that there was a lack of knowledge that this fest is going on or this event is going on or where is it being conducted. This is just coming at the last minute, and to be going on in a little informal way, we ladies, we need time to prepare. So in the last minute, if you tell me you wear a sari and come, it will be difficult. So if there are pre-planned events, then what will happen? We will also be prepared that this is going to happen. We should be prepared for it. Like right now, PGON is going to be there. So we know that there is this dress code. We should be prepared for it whatsoever. So we'll be there, ready with it for the event, and it will automatically increase participation as well.
So the publicity part, again, it's not the day before. It's usually sent at least a week in prior. But again, I understand there's an information gap.
Yeah.
But how do you plan to address that information gap?
I wish to create a calendar, just like a normal calendar, that on this day, this event is going to be held, which is a pre-planned event. That happens maybe every year or something like that. If we already have that list of pre-planned events, then everyone will be prepared for it. Rest, obviously, there will be events which will be conducted spontaneously at some point. For that, we cannot really do something as immediately. But this can be definitely done.
Just speaking about the calendar, Anirudh also has a follow-up question.
Sure. More than happy.
Technical secretary, and this is why I related it to the app, because the calendar already exists.
Okay.
But we'll give more information.
Cool.
We just wanted to inform that the calendar exists, and the more the app is used, you guys can encourage people to download the app and
Sure.
utilize it.
Sure.
So that was it. But if you can somehow simplify it and make it accessible, even better. So one thing about PGON, because you mentioned it, so both of you can take this question. Do you think PG needs an exclusive cultural fest, given that their participation is already included in the fest? And if they do need, why do they need it? And what is your plan for that? You can take it one after another.
PGON thing, NIT Fest and every other cultural things, or mostly for us, we are not saying for the PG, but the participation is less from the PG side. So why not a separate fest for the PG? And also, I'd like to put forward that your please no offense, we are still forming the band and everything. You are asking for the juniors to take initiatives like that. So if not for the PG thing, we haven't been participating in the NIT or every other cultural thing. So why not for a PG, so that we can make initiatives to make ourselves more communication, and that's the thing. So there will be more communication, and we will be more into with the PG on.
My perspective is a little different. I think that why we cannot conduct it with everyone including is just the scale. If this is such a huge scale, and maybe we do not have the amenities to support all 4,000 even students, or maybe even more, I have no idea exact amount. So even for 2,000 students that we are currently conducting, we have to think and plan a lot for them to fit into the hall, to organize all the activities, having cakes, this, that. So it is going to be a big event. And one thing that is missing, and what happens is that I feel every university gives more importance to the BTech students or everyone who is doing an undergraduate. And I can understand they are here for a longer time. But we are also students who, many of us have come here for the first time. For us, this is also our university. So if we do not publicize ourselves, we will not be recognized. That these are PG people, they will have a fest. That is something crucial and important, and it just builds us as a community. That is all I want to say about it. So it's a good thing, it's a good initiative we should be having.
Thank you, Akshaya. Thank you, Andana.
Thank you, Roy.
These are the questions from the student council. Thank you.
So with that, we come to the end of the Q&A session. Now I'll have both of you ask one question to each other. So if you have, please go ahead. And also please keep your question short and crisp. Don't ask a question for a minute.
Mandela, I have gone for your manifesto and your manifesto speech. It is a very common thing you have mentioned in the, but book fair is a good idea for the PG students. There are many issues going on with the PG hostels because you are experiencing the offline education. We are not into it. But I'm getting the complaints and what are the things to be improved. But you already in the campus. Why you haven't mentioned anything or the roles or you wanted to improve anything regarding that?
Okay, that was a nice question. Thank you, Akshay. My concept was very simple. I feel these things we should do by default. It is not something we should put in a manifesto. That is my entire concept. For a manifesto, I will only put things which will be new or out of this box, so that it should be a new initiative. Taking care of hostels, maintenance, this, that, whatever is there, it should be by default. We will have to do it. There isn't the option that, yeah, I will promote that I want hostels to be clean or things to be maintained. This should be done. It is just has to be there. It is not like I will do it or someone else won't do it. That option shouldn't be there at all. It's by default we should be doing. So that is the exact reason why I did not put it in my manifesto.
Improving a thing is also a.
Is your question, has it been answered?
I'd like to make some points.
I'm sorry, we don't have time for that. Yeah, so Oindala, you may ask your question.
Akshay, regarding the stipend, I'm very happy that we are on the same grounds. One thing I was really interested is that you mentioned there was a lack of e-resources, but as an individual who has been constantly online throughout this phase, I have never been faced with the absence of e-resources. So what is your take on it?
I never mentioned lack of e-resources. I like to extend the e-resources. So I'm not saying Coursera or Grammarly, for example, NPTEL is not existing or they haven't been giving the subscription. I'd like to make extending the e-resource platform. That's it. I never mentioned there is a lack in the e-resources.
The question is that you mentioned wider, I believe, right? That was the word.
So wait, has your first question been answered?
I don't think my question has been answered. That is the reason why.
Okay. Please tell why it wasn't answered or whatever.
Like we said, I was saying you mentioned the word widen e-resources. That is what I'm saying. I did not feel there was a lack. So what is this lack part that you feel?
As it was already mentioned, lack is recording because we just have this Coursera. It is all we have been getting the certificates. But if what maybe other platform can it will give some more information on that. What will it will have better course on that? What we will not be able to get that. So that is the thing I have mentioned, the widening of the e-resources. So it is not the lack of e-resources. I just wanted to widen the concept of e-resources.
Alright, so that is the end of our cross questioning session. We'll move on to the moderator debate. We ask just one question. We're still running short on time. So I'll give you 30 seconds to prepare for your 1 minute speech. You know how it goes, right? 1 minute, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So my question is, can both of you please elaborate on what kind of cultural initiatives you plan to bring and how you plan to bring your plans into fruition as the PG secretary? 30 seconds to prepare, and whoever wants to go first can go.
For the Speech on Fest, we are still forming the team for the Speech on Fest. So why not we will interact with the team which is already existed in the BTech or in the everything. So that we can if anyone wants interested in singing, there might be in because if you are a fresher. So you may not be aware. Okay, I like to sing, but I don't know if I'm perform well. So there might be a person who will excel in the singing part in in the band of NIT. So I would like to communicate with them and make this more communicative and interactive.
Okay.
Answering your question, I don't believe there is a lack of initiative from currently. What I only believe, which I have mentioned before also, is that there is lack of awareness. So what I hope to build is a better awareness platform, so that whatever is being conducted each and every day and most of the time. I've been here for like 11 days and I've already seen so many fests happening. So I am totally happy with whatever is here, and I feel that we would need a little bit of gap for us also to prepare for something new coming up. So this is enough. What is more required is awareness amongst individuals and students for participation, which is missing. So that if it comes into action, we'll have everything working out perfectly fine.
So that concludes our debate for PD Secretary Girls. You can go. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Akshaya. Thank you, Angela. Thank you for your time.
following
you.
this, we'll have the Vice President